Does the administration have the authority to attack Iran? And if it does, what will Congress do?
Well, the administration has made clear that they're not going to attack Iran unless unless there's something happens that no one of us expect to happen. Obviously, when there was a request to use force, the president has come to Congress and sought that authorization, and I think that would be the proper order of things. But I think we should would recognize that Iran does represent a very real threat to stability in the Middle East. They are defying the civilized world by seeking a nuclear weapon. And the last thing we need is a state sponsor of international terrorism get a nuclear weapon that could be used to kill an awful lot of innocent people. So I think the matter is very serious.
On the filibuster, so there seems to be a discrepancy as to when the filibuster is used. It's used when it's off the table when Bush wants to get a judicial nominee through, but it's on the table on other matters. So isn't there a total double standard vis-a-vis when the filibuster is used in the Senate?
That's a great question. And actually there is a difference between legislation, which is totally within the purview and authority of Congress to make rules establishing how we pass legislation. I think the 60-vote rule is entirely appropriate there. There's a bipartisan support for that 60-vote requirement. Now on nominations, it implicates the power and authority of a separate branch of government, the executive branch, and I do think it sets an unconstitutionally high burden to require 60 votes to confirm a president's nominees. So I do think there's an important distinction to be made.
Back to Iran. Doesn't Israel's possession of nuclear weapons destabilize the region, especially since the U.S. government has never acknowledged the existence?
I think there's no comparison between Israel and Iran, and those who would draw a comparison ignore the fact that Israel is our ally and one of the most important points of democracy and one of the most important democratic nations in the entire Middle East. Iran is a state sponsor of international terrorism, sponsors Hezbollah and others that kill innocent civilians in pursuit of their agenda. To me, there's no comparison whatsoever.
But the U.S. government
I think rather than allow a filibuster over here, maybe another question.